Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the sad story of Emmeline Burns, which really should be the fucked up story about Emmeline Burns. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking savage father. Just fucking sick in the brain. So back to the sad story of Emmeline Burns. My name was defined by men I've never met before. A dead grandfather, an absent father. It doesn't belong to me. Nothing belongs to me. At the moment, I'm nothing more than a composite of old names and long-lost ancestors, Bradfords and Bowers and Kendalls and Lintons and... Wait a minute, Linton? Really? That's the first thing I realized. Jeez. Emmeline, can I ask you something? Of course, nothing would make me happier. I haven't had much of a chance to talk to others over the last century. I swallow. My lips feel cracked and dirty. My fingertips twitch. Cornelia's last name, what was it? Why, it was Linton. It's been such a long time since I last saw her, but I would never forget that. Jesus, Wayne, calm the fuck down. Linton, was it? Cornelia Linton. It could be a coincidence, of course, but I don't know if I believe in coincidences. Not after everything that's happened today. There was a reason why Emmeline approached me. She thought I was Cornelia. Maybe, in a sense I am, or at least a small part of me is. And it is, with this sudden realization that I feel a light dawn upon me. It's not a real light. The sun remains stubbornly hidden behind the clouds, but it is a light nonetheless. It is a sudden understanding. A whole wealth of memories, a treasure chest of moments shared by Linton's Lake, of girlish laughter, of raspberry lemonade, and kisses that taste of carbonation. Okay. Carbonation? I don't think that existed back then, did it? Did they have carbonated drinks back in the 1800s? I feel like that's a 1900s invention. But I don't know. Maybe IDK. I'm probably wrong, but I feel like it's not. Anyways, I'll reread this after I take a quick drink of water. Sorry, after that last one, I'm recording these all in a row. I got really phlegmy after that last one, so apologies. A whole wealth of memories, a treasure chest of moments shared by the Linton's Lake, of girlish laughter and raspberry lemonade and kisses that taste like carbonation that I should have no knowledge of. These scenes should be sepia tainted, like old photographs found in the back of charity stores from years gone truly and by. I've never even been kissed before. How would I know what it feels like? But I can imagine it. In fact, I don't need to imagine it because it really did happen. Not to the current me, but to one of my relatives in another time, in a place not so very far away. Cornelia? Emmeline stares at me, or is it me? With wide eyes, hardly daring to believe. I can't entirely believe it either. My body is still mine, but it's not at the same time. I can sense another presence residing inside me, blown in by the oh my god, I'm getting excited, sorry. Blown in by the cold autumn breeze, it lingers hazy and ephemeral, shy to make itself known, but desperate to speak. I feel my heart pounding, but the sensation is strangely unfamiliar. My fingers tremble, or are they hers? I open my mouth to speak, but another person's voice comes out. Emmy? Emmy, is it really you? Cornelia, Emmeline presses her hand against her mouth, trying to stifle a gasp of disbelief, but isn't that unnecessary? How can a ghost breathe? The air choked out of her lungs a long, long time ago. But now, more than 100 years after her death, Emmeline has a whole new reason to be breathless. I thought you had already passed on, even after you died. I was never able to find you. At any rate, your body wasn't even buried here. That's right. I was buried where I died in Wiltshire. I was 73. And you died peacefully? Yes. I am not a ghost. I had no regrets, so I had no reason to come back. And yet, right now, you... Well, this was rather unexpected to tell you the truth. I had been resting peacefully, minding my own business, when all of a sudden I found myself here, inside this body. It must have been years since I looked so young. I must apologize to the young girl whose body I have stolen. It is awfully rude, and it wasn't intentional. Don't worry about it, Cornelia. I'm sure Verity won't mind. Verity? That's strange. I don't think that was her name. At any rate, I must thank Miss Verity for her kindness. Sharing one's identity with someone else is quite a gesture. It might be it might be to other people, but it isn't to me. I already know what it feels like to share my identity with somebody else. I've been living my whole life in Amelia Miller's shadow. Compared to that, a little light possession is nothing. Fucking Toma, taking it all in stride. Maybe she's a romantic. This outfit is hardly appropriate, though. Cornelia flushes, tugging at the hem of my school skirt. There is rather too much leg on display, and what about the wind? I'm surprised. Sorry. Oh god. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm not getting emotional. You're getting emotional. There is rather too much leg on display. And what about the wind? I'm surprised the girls of today don't all catch their deaths of cold. This is Cornelia 100%. You sound like a crotchety old lady, Cornelia. I am an old lady, and you are too, so stop trying to act cute. Emmeline giggles, peering up at Cornelia with a familiar mischievous grin. It's the same grin she wore 150 years past, during the lazy summer days by the lake, when she would press kisses against Cornelia's lips and recite snatches of misremembered poetry to her. Oh god, I am Emmeline. Oh my god, that's me. I am 100% her. Jesus. But you still blush like a fair maiden, Cornelia. You didn't change at all. And neither did you, Emmy, though I hope that you might. That attitude of yours was always so unseemly. Mother agreed. Beatrice Linton would... Fucking Emmeline. Beatrice Linton wouldn't know what fun was if it smacked her across the face. My mother was a very commendable person. She might have been a little strict, but she was not without her good points. She was awfully upset when she heard about what happened to you and Emmy. Yes, what happened to poor little Emmy. And you, Cornelia, did you miss me too? Do you really need to ask that question? I just wanted to make sure. I know that you cried a good deal, and that upset me, but I don't know. I wanted you to move on and be happy. I really, truly did, but at the same time, I was also scared and jealous too. You really were my first love. I suppose you were my last love too, and all the loves that could have come in between. I just don't want to be replaced. You were my one and only, and I wanted it to be the same for you. I know you lived a lot longer than I did, and I know I'm being selfish, but when I think about you loving somebody other than me, it hurts. It hurts so much, I can hardly stand it. Emmeline's shoulders shake, and though her eyes are devoid of tears, maybe crying is a luxury not afforded to ghosts. I'm sure she would be weeping if she could. She looks fragile, like a single push might shatter every single bone in her body. Oh, my nose is so stuffed up. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Alright. She looks fragile, like a single push might shatter every single bone in her body. Excuse me. Is that why she avoided Cornelia? Though she desperately wanted to see how she was? Was it because she was afraid? But she can't run away now, not anymore. Cornelia takes a few steps forward, slow and stumbling in her unfamiliar body. When she reaches Emmeline, she links their hands and squeezes gently. Emmeline giggles, wiping stray tears that never even had the chance to fall from the corners of her eyes. Well, This is certainly new. You would never have been so bold in the past, Nellie. Perhaps not, but I have grown up. I lived a long life. 73 years, was it? A nod. 73 years? It is an awfully long time to be. Fuck you. I just blew my nose. Calm down, body. Calm down. It is an awfully long time to remain obsessed with a skinny young girl who snuck kisses from you in the summer, is it not? Indeed, it is an awfully long time, and yet, despite that, I was never able to forget you. It would be impossible, even if I wanted to. Cornelia? Cornelia bows her chest, her head, perhaps in an attempt to hide her threatening blush, but it does no good. She always used to blush around Emmeline, and that hasn't changed. Oh, fuck me, man. I got married when I was 18. It was a match my mother arranged. She was always so officious, so organized, so practical. I wonder why your father did not ask her for advice during the stock market crash. She could have helped. I think he would have been too embarrassed. It was all grandmother Patience's fault. She was not a particularly nice woman by all accounts. That is really sad. It could have been avoided so easily. That is what I think too. Such thoughts do not do as much good now, though. No, I suppose they do not. So what about your boo? Emmeline attempts to smile, though it looks forced, slightly strained at the edges. Was he a good looker, Cornelia? Did he sweep you off your feet like a prince in a fairy tale? Of course not. He was a match my mother chose for me. Do you think she would pair her dear daughter with a feckless sot? So he was sensible, was he? Very sensible. He was twice my age, and he was already starting to lose his hair. But he was rich and had land and could afford to look after me. To my mother, that was the most important thing. And not your happiness? According to my mother, money is the root of all happiness. I would like to disagree, but... Emmeline looks down at herself, smiling sadly. Given money can be blamed for the sorry state of affairs that my family found themselves in, perhaps there is a germ of truth to that. Perhaps, and I was happy with him in a sense. You loved him? No, I did not love him. He was too old, and we were too dissimilar. We did not have a single thing in common. Fortunately, he was not unkind, and that is more than can be said for some men, I suppose. Oh, I'm sorry, Cornelia. You don't... Fuck. Oh! You do not need to be sorry. I may not have been happy, but I was not unhappy. My life was rather comfortable, all things considered. But you did not forget about me? You're such a child, Emily. Oh, I already used that napkin. Oh, God. I'm just gonna have to suck it up. No, I did not. I could not. You really did mean the world to me back then, Emily, and I loved you with all my heart. Only back then? Well, even now, I still care for you. I never stopped caring. I just stopped remembering. Ouch. Oh, Cornelia, if my heart had not been stopped, I'm sure it would have just skipped a beat. And my own heart is pounding rather uncomfortably. Though it does not truly belong to me, I hope I am not causing this young girl any undue strain. You always did worry too much, Nellie. You used to be so scared that your mother would find out about us. You still let me kiss you, though. Yes, I was scared, but I'm glad for the time we spent together. Had I known it would be cut short, I would have confessed to you sooner. Hey, Cornelia? Yes, what is it? I'm afraid I must ask, for curiosity compels me to do so. What a bitch! Oh, fucking Emmeline! Oh, fuck, I'm literally Emmeline. Oh, God. Was I a better kisser than your husband? I. It's fine if you cannot answer. It was quite some time since we last kissed one another. Perhaps you need to refresh your memory. I don't think it would be. Fuck me. Hold on. Ugh. I'm a mess. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic again. I should have assumed. It's called The Sad Story of Amelia Burns. I should have, like, brought some, like, tissues or some shit in my room. Knowing how I am. Jesus Christ. Alright, no, we can do this. We can do this. Alright, here we go. I do not think I would be sorry. I do not think I would be entirely adverse to that. Well then, shall we? Excuse you. That is Toma's body. You should probably ask Toma for permission. Whatever. My heart pounds, or is it Cornelia's? Perhaps it belongs to both of us. Well, hello there. Totally 100% 18 years old. Not creepy at all. Though she has been dead for 150 years, Emmeline's lips are soft and warm, sweet and gentle, filled with a deep sense of yearning. I wonder how long Emmeline has wanted to kiss Cornelia. How long has she... Oh, fuck. How long has she been sleeping in this graveyard, dreaming unfulfilled dreams of a time gone by, when she was young and happy and very much alive? Maybe she thought her dreams would never come true. That was why she co-signed herself to dreaming and did not awake from her sleepy stupor, a ghostly girl isolated from the rest of the world. But now, she has finally managed to make her dreams come true. Is there any reason for her to haunt this graveyard further? Surely all of her regrets have been wiped away, like the spring sunshine melting this winter snow, that one. She may never understand her dad's motives for committing such a terrible crime, but I doubt that was the real regret that kept her body tied to this earth. Instead, it was Cornelia. For Emmeline, it was always Cornelia. Emmy, will you come back with me this time? Oh, sorry. Emmy, you will come back with me this time, won't you? I've been lonely without you. What? I thought you would have enjoyed... Fuck you. What? I thought you would have been enjoying the peace and quiet. You always did say I was a nuisance. You may have bothered me, but I did not mind the attention, though I enjoy the calm. It can be dull at times. Then I must go with you, without delay. I would never want you to feel like you had been abandoned. That would be far too sad. Yes, I will be waiting. I have encroached upon this girl's body for far too long, and I should give it back. It would be the proper thing to do. You always did care about the proper thing, Nellie. Evidently not enough, not when it comes to you. Mother will be so surprised when she learns. I look forward to seeing the expression on her face. I don't think I've ever seen Beatrice Linton surprised by anything before in my life. Yes, well, let us see how it goes, shall we? I would like that more than anything in the world. Cornelia smiles, takes Emmeline's hand in her own, and squeezes. It's not your hand, but whatever. I will see you on the other side, Emmy. Please do not tarry. It has been far too long. Ah. And with that, I feel myself gradually regaining control of my body. My fingertips twitch, my eyelids blink, and I inhale the cold autumnal, whatever, air almost greedily, like a drowning maiden resurfacing from the inky black water. My body belonged to me again, and only me. My identity, once subsumed among Cornelia's ego like a moon orbiting the earth, has finally been restored. I never realized it until now, but I really do have an identity of my own. I might be quiet, and I might be shy, and my classmates might call me weird, but that doesn't invalidate me as a person. Neither does the fact that Amelia Miller took my name, nor the fact that my dad left me when I was still an embryo in my mom's womb. None of that matters. it's all irrelevant. It doesn't change the fact that I exist. I am alive. And I am I'm the product of all my ancestors before me, a whole string of successive relatives with their own stories to tell, and I have a story of my own. How could I throw my identity away? It may not have fit me perfectly, but it's the only one I have. If I don't like it, all I need to do is create another. I have that power. Why didn't I never realize this before until I was wrested away from me by a restless memory of a girl long since dead? The old saying must be true. You never realize what you have until you lose it. Verity, thank you for helping me. You have no idea how much it means to me. I really am glad that I met you, though I was never able to learn your name. My name, is it? A name that belongs to me? I straighten my back, I inhale a lungful of air and declare, my name is Toma Andrews. It is a pleasure to meet you, Emmeline. Toma? What a cute name! Cute? The only other person who says that is Hattie. Everyone else thinks it's weird. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Nellie will get Nellie will get jealous. I think it's perfectly charming, though. Why did you not wish to share it with me? I'm not entirely sure. I was embarrassed. Embarrassed by your own name? That's right. But I think I've realized something. I don't want to be embarrassed anymore. Well, maybe I was able to teach you something too. That was another one of my dreams. Your dreams? Yes. I did love English literature, and I would have enjoyed being a tutor. That might have been somewhat difficult given the period I lived in, but seems times are starting to change. Emmeline looks down at my school skirt, and I feel myself blushing. Why is my skirt such a point of public interest? It isn't that short, is it? If Emmeline and Cornelia are scandalized by my shirt, they should see Emily Hargreaves. That would knock them unconscious. I hope you have a pleasant life, dear Toma. When the time comes, you will have to tell me all about it. Don't worry, I will. I'll go on all kinds of adventures, and I'll share some stories. Real stories to share with you. I can't wait. It seems like the next century is going to be very interesting indeed. And with this cheerful giggle, Emmeline's body begins to disappear from this world. Oh, fuck me. I watch as she fades away until she becomes nothing more than a memory. I pinch my arm, it hurts. I guess this wasn't a dream after all. I really did meet a ghost called Emmeline Burns, and I really did meet my long-lost ancestor Cornelia Linton. My mom would be so jealous. A silly smile rises to my lips despite myself, and I can't help but to giggle. I didn't know if my body has ever felt this light. I need to keep going forward. No matter what happens, I should try and be more like Emmeline, who didn't give up on her dreams, even after she died. I could use some willpower like that. It's probably because of that strength of will that Cornelia fell in love with her. Who wouldn't? Despite her sad story, Emmeline Burns really is beautiful. I hope that I, Toma Andrews, a recovering victim of identity theft, can someday be as beautiful as her. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it seems that is that. That is the sad story of Emmeline Burns. God. By Ebi Hime. Oh my god. Silly Sally? Good job, Silly Sally. That was a good, both of you. Abby and Sally? Hungry Lucy? I mean, if you're a musician, I understand why. Oh man, so... Oh, God. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, man. Now you guys know. I'm ridiculous. I suck so badly. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Thank you. This is a free-to-play game, guys. Holy shit. Or free-to-play visual novel, I guess. I am like... Oh, God. Oh, hello there.